Hello world, how's it going? So I got a special treat for you guys today. A couple weeks ago I went to Ohio and I got to visit Flip Aquatics. I got those videos out, and I also got to go and visit Ohio Fish Rescue in Strongsville, Ohio. Now this place is really awesome. It's a haven for big fish. These fish are just crazy cool and big, and the tanks are just epic in size, and it's a sight to behold, that's for sure. And this haven is ran by Rich and Tracy, and they are great people, big hearts, and big shout out to them. And I also want to give a shout out to Steve Poland Cichlids. He's another YouTuber, and I wouldn't even visited this place if it wasn't for him, because he did a video on it. And I was trying to think of something to do in Ohio besides go to Flip Aquatics. After seeing that place, I had to go see it for myself. It was absolutely amazing. And hopefully next time I will get to go swimming in there. Rich, you mentioned it. I'll clean that front glass for you. Just let me know. So without any further ado, actually, I do want to mention they have a GoFundMe, Ohio Fish Rescue. Now, it takes quite a bit of food and a lot of water, electricity, and everything else to keep this place running, and the rehoming all these big fish, and it's quite the operation and definitely takes time. So they do have a GoFundMe. They're trying to add an addition to it. That way they can enlarge it, because they're starting to run out of space. But you're going to be able to see everything of what's going on.
Hi, I'm
right
Big
about
Rich.
now.
I run Ohio Fish Rescue, and as you said, it's barely known out there because I don't go advertising or nothing like that. This just started as a hobby. I got bigger tanks. I wanted bigger tanks, and I just kept on going. And eventually, someone had noticed that I've got a lot of tanks and a lot of big fish, and they suggested that I go ahead and start a fish rescue. And I thought to myself, well, why haven't I done this already? I have the room, so I went ahead and seen a lawyer, and we got the fish rescue started. We got it in LLC, and then we applied for the 501(c) nonprofit association. So now it's the fish rescue. Come
awesome.
on in.
And much respect for what you do.
Well, thank you.
Because it's just so amazing that somebody gives these guys homes and really cares and takes care of them. And the cleanliness of your tanks and just how healthy these fish is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. But usually it's a little cleaner. This is the 3,000-gallon tank me and my son just built. All made out of plywood. And this here glass came from a 1,000-gallon tank. Came from a guy named Dan Collins that ran RMS in Wycliffe. The tank busted on him, so I bought it off of him really cheap, and we were able to build this tank for it. It's a little messy right now because I fed them this morning, but you can see there's Niger cats and red tails and albino channel cats. We got big tiger shovel nose back there, a bunch of pacu. A lot of these are named pets. If people, like this guy right here, I think that one's David Shook's pacu. If they've raised them forever and had them since a little one, and they got names for them, they bring them here. I give them the offer and the chance to keep them here forever, give them a forever home, and then they can come back and visit their family pet, and it works out good for them.
That's awesome.
Let me see what else I got in here. That's about all the different kind of fish in there.
That goes way back there.
Okay, over here.
These are absolutely beautiful.
Them were actually given to me by a friend, and they're going to be lifetimers here. They're staying here, and we're just going to grow them out. They're really rare, and I think they're majestic and beautiful.
Oh,
so.
I agree. I do not blame you for keeping these whatsoever.
You can see the little pieces of food. I didn't think ahead. I should have not fed anything until after you came, but I feed these guys 3 times a day and keep them happy. Over here, the stingrays, they got in with them, and they ate or bit one of the stingrays' side discs. So I try and keep them fed, and let's see if we can find it. Oh, there he is. See him right there? On his other side of his disc, you can see the damage. It's all healing now. Right, yeah, that one right there. See, now he turns. You can see
Oh,
it's all
I see it.
the whiteness.
There's the room.
But that's the shape of the alligator gar's mouth. There was no denying it.
That's a big bite.
Yeah.
And these are beautiful.
Them are all pieces of shrimp in there. I feed them shrimp and tilapia. Yeah, these are some of my favorites.
And you got these guys
If you
just
look
to
straight
kind
down
of
at
help
him.
pay for the food bill.
Well, I'll explain that in a minute. Go ahead and take a look straight down at this guy. There's that mark on the side. That used to be really bad. It's gotten way better. So that's why the divider's in the tank now. Yeah, I used to breed stingrays, and I sold all of my parents the breeder stock. I had 12 breeders, and I sold all of them when I bought this house. I was trying to gather as much money as I can to buy this house. And then, you know, for the 7 years I've been here, I've been doing this hobby without being able to sell any baby rays. So I really realized how much that helped out my hobby back then.
And I can only imagine what your food bill's like.
The food bill is about $400 a month. The electric's about $400. The gas is also about $400. And the water bill, that's pretty much, I'd say, $250-ish a month.
Adds up quickly, don't it?
Oh, it adds up so quick. And I wouldn't mind myself, because this keeps me home, out of the trouble, you know, not out doing crazy stuff. And but my wife, she sees where all the money goes.
Oh, I saw
she's like got blinders.
Yeah, I saw you had an awesome Camaro. I saw your burnout video.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that was cool.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
I'll show you that before you leave.
Yeah, awesome.
It's still here in the garage. And this is the old lady's koi. Now they are beautiful fish, but this is how I got her into my hobby, by getting. She loves the butterfly koi. So I got her one or two at first, and then I bought her more, and then we've had a lot of donations, and these guys here are just little piggies. They remind me of, remember back in the day, Geauga Lake or Cedar Point, they had that pond?
Yeah.
You could feed the koi, and they were all big, huge, come up and eat like pigs.
So beautiful.
They are. They're just like Majestic flowing in the wind. They're fins. And we've got some from, where are they at? Let me see. A buddy of mine, Dan, gave to us. Oh, okay. Here goes one right here. See the little white and black one?
Yeah.
And then there's this. Where's the little red one at? Oh, right back here. Japanese koi, small one. They're not long fin, but these are you know, people that donated to us, and all these big ones. They came from another friend of ours, and you know, she loves it that she can still look on here and see her babies still growing. So this summer they're going into the pond. I couldn't put them into the pond outside because you know, it's already frozen over, and I can't acclimate them to that.
Yeah. No.
So in the summertime, they'll go out to the big pond, and we'll keep the smaller ones in here and let them grow bigger, and just for show-off purposes.
Absolutely beautiful. And I love the shape of the tank. Like
I never knew what it was. I call it the dog bone tank, because it looks like a big dog bone. Each end's fat and the center skinny. I got this from Aquarium Adventure when they closed down off of Ridge Road at 480. I went there, and I knew they were closing. They're going out of business sale and all that. They would not sell this tank. I offered him all kinds of money. And the last offer I made him was $1,000, and he said no, he can't. Well, I found out that the way he had it, they had to go to an auction. So I went to the auction, and I got this tank at the auction for $400.
Nice.
Yeah.
Score.
So I mean, it leaked and everything, and you can see, you know, they've been fixed a million times. So
you just seal right over it.
Well, you got to cut out all the old silicone and then put it new.
Cool. So is this hooked up to the main filtration?
This
that
thing
like a
is,
big
but
hang on the back.
this thing here was an internal filter that was in here to begin with, water would overflow.
Yeah.
And then you'd have sponge filters in there, and they'd come back out. The problem is, right now, one of the corners here has got a leak. If I fill it up anymore, it starts running out. Instead of taking it all down and moving all the fish, I lowered the water level, and it works for now.
I actually got a tank just like that that I keep killifish in.
Really?
Since they're jumpers, it leaves enough space. Yeah, it worked out.
And
So,
it works
yeah,
with
that's
these
smart.
guys too. I mean,
Yeah.
you see them from on top mostly. I didn't really think that koi would jump, but anytime like if a car backfires outside, they will jump out. So
Really?
if you have koi, please cover them with a net. I took the net off for you to be here today, but this is usually clamped on all the way around, so no koi can get out.
Good to know. Those are so cool.
Now over here, this is the 1,000-gallon tank, and it turned into my community tank. When I moved here 7 years ago, I just had my specialty fish. At the time, it was vampire tetra or what are they called? I can't remember the name. But anyways, they've all moved on, and now we got my African arrow. My son bought me flagtails and a giant gourami. And then we had a few of the albino tinfoil barbs and some tinfoil, or what do they call them? Bala sharks. Thank you.
I love bala sharks. They're one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, and then we had these are some that my fish actually bred.
Really?
Yeah, these babies, the thin-barred Shamburki.
Those are really nice.
They actually lasted through the filtration system. We found them in our settling chamber.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were inside them socks for I don't know how long, and then the filter overflowed, and the water starts overflowing out, and that's when I know it's time to clean the socks. They had to have gotten out at that point and was down in the settling chamber.
That's amazing that they made it.
Yeah.
And this guy right here,
That's Nibbler Jr.
Nibbler Jr., he's adorable.
Yes, he's a Fly River turtle, and we had a really big Fly River turtle. He was in the big tank, and he never would bite Joshy, but every time Josh was inside, they're cleaning the window. For some reason, this turtle had to have Josh's toes in his mouth.
Oh, that's...
So it was scary at first, but we had him since he was little like this. But anyways, Josh would end up pushing him away, and he'd swim back, open his mouth, and put one of his toes in there, and never bit him.
That's crazy.
As he got bigger, he'd start, opening his mouth and putting it on Joshy's leg. I'm thinking maybe it was the salt on his skin or something. But then he got, he was about this big, probably 15 inches across. And we had somebody that really, really wanted him from us, and we ended up trading him, and he gave us the baby turtle. And so we call him Nibbler Jr. now.
That's funny. I could only imagine what that would be like. To have your toe in a turtle's mouth. I don't think many people can say they've ever had that.
These two little pike cichlids came from Petco in Solon. We had one of our members called us and said that they want to donate them to us because I guess they were eating up all their little fish. So
with these guys in those, it almost looks like a saltwater tank.
Well, this is a Nagaro flame tail, and we've got dragon bloods. Another one of our members have donated all them. I'm not here to basically, I didn't see a need to rescue small fish. I didn't think there was a need out there. I was here to take in your big fish that were unwanted or too big for your tank, and you wanted to go to a better home type thing. But so many people have run across situations like, one guy's house caught on fire and he had to find a place for his fish. I'd take them in here. So that's why our 1,000-gallon turned into a community tank. There's a bunch of clown loaches in there. There's a Bahaka puffer, angelfish, red severums.
Parrotfish, I think they're about
there's a bunch of parrotfish. Yeah, I noticed that yesterday.
Yeah. I put the camera on her, she stopped. She's acting like she's going to rev on that rock. So cool. And yeah, I think it's awesome you keep a puffer in there as well.
Well, the puffer is actually one of our members. he had to move. So he asked us to hold on to him for a while. And once he gets moved, he's moving out of state. Once he gets moved and set up and he has his tank up and running, he wanted to pay us to ship it to him. So I said, yes, we can do that for you.
So he's one of the members of the Ohio Fish Rescue?
Yes.
So you have a membership and all that you guys do?
You just join Ohio Fish Rescue, you know, on Facebook, and you're a member at that point.
Okay.
So, you know, we do whatever we can to help out. Now over here, we have a 72-gallon bow front system, which was also donated to us. This came from the Dawson family. I call them the Awesome Dawsons. They gave us the whole setup, but right now we have Synodontis cats in there, and there's a gulper cat right there.
Oh yeah, them gulper cats are crazy.
Yeah, you have to keep them in with stuff bigger than them that they can't eat. Now, we also had, one of our members had a lungfish jump out of their tank, and he hit the floor and he was dried up all night. They came out in the morning and found him on the floor, and they gave him to us to try and save him. So, which we've done. Here he is now. You can see he's, well, you can't see that he's doing better, but I know he's doing better.
Because when I was here, he was facing that way. So
okay.
He didn't move.
Yeah, he moves and stuff, but when he first came in, he was floating upside down at the top of the water, and then all the skin was like sloughing off. Like they come out in the dry season, they dig a hole 6 foot down, they bury themselves in a cocoon.
Yeah.
They come back out in wet season. Well, all that stopped, and all the edges of his fins now are just healing up, and underneath, I believe that's just scabbed, you know, where he was scrolling on the floor, and it falls off daily. He's got his little arms growing back. He's doing a lot better. There's like a 1/4 inch of growth on that arm. See the little stem? He's doing way better. Yeah. And then over here we have the babies. There's 2 star sapphire cichlids that came from Mike Droughty when he was up here for the OCA meeting. And in here, there's a fire eel there. He likes to stay on top of the plants. There's also a tire track in there. Oh, there he goes.
Wow. Beautiful.
Baby bass in there. There he is in the plant right there. We feed this 3-4 times a day. Use this as a dual purpose tub. It's 1,000 gallons, but this is mainly used for all the fish that I can find homes for. So if anybody's out there that could take a 1-foot pacu or channel cats or maybe even some, what are these things called? The common plecos. There's iridescent sharks, stuff like that. But I also use this tub as my quarantine tank. This pacu just came in and he got a little beat up in the drive. Capture him, getting him into the, you know, tub from his tank. He didn't want to leave. But we have to quarantine him. So this is on its own filtration system. And I use this for quarantine. And then I place them into my stock. And yesterday, someone came over and just donated these 2 parrotfish. So I had to set this up. Now all it's doing is taking water from up there, putting it in here, it's aerating it as it's hitting, and then it overflows here and goes back out to the tub.
Very nice.
So, it's a pretty big parrotfish.
Yeah.
Over here, this is my specialty, guys. I'm going to have to get in for this. So, let me get in. I'll move them out for you. This is my plan to keep the nitrates down. Come on, guys. There they are.
Big cats.
Come on out, guys. Come on. They ain't wanting to come out. There's red-tailed cats, an Indian shovel-nosed catfish. There goes Big Papa. He's a big tiger shovel-nosed. There's some
He's coming.
little red-tails back here. There's also a Planiceps cat if I can get him out.
And I love this Papa's idea you got going here.
This guy here, he usually comes out and he'll come to the side over here and you'll pet him, and he'll swim away, but then he'll swim a circle, and he'll come back and, you know, get petted again. He likes to be petted. The photos I did, I had that on top of my filtration because all my filtration, I got mechanical and then biological, and I was doing so much water changes. The photos came in handy as to slow down the amount of water I can put in, and it actually took my water bill way down. So I use that as nitrate remover.
And that'll end up covering that whole styrofoam and just make
Oh
it
yeah, you won't see no
island.
pink. Exactly, you won't see no pink. It'll cover it all.
Which I think that's absolutely brilliant. Here, kitty kitties.
Come on, guys. There you go.
There they are.
Because one of the big hybrids.
Those
That's a
red
cross.
tails.
He's a cross between a red tail and a tiger shovel nose.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Now I don't know where the planet. Oh, there's the planicep. It's a wood catfish.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
That's a wood catfish?
Yep.
Huh. Never seen
He
one.
actually ate. The owner that had him before me. This guy right here.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he ate a tigrinus. The guy paid $250 for a tigrinus. It was like 12 inches and had them in together, and then he ate the tigrinus.
Wow.
So he ended up giving them to me, and
You lost his home because of that? Man, beautiful fish.
these are all lifers here with us. I'm not going to find them homes. Then over here, we have the 750-gallon tank, and it's for mini monsters that we can't fit into the 3,000. They might get eaten over there, you know. So we've got them in their own. I have to basically separate all my fish by size. You know, some people will say, well, you shouldn't have cichlids in with your community fish, with your African arrows, this and that. But I'm stuck in a situation where I have to sort them by size. So to keep them alive and not have anybody eat on anybody. These are marble cats here. Here's a tiger shovel nose. There's a vulture cat right there swimming by. This is a hybrid between a tiger shovel nose and a red tail. And there's a bicher here. And then we've got albino red Oscars, albino red Oscars, albino tiger Oscars, regular tiger Oscar. These are long fin tigers. What else is in there?
Oh, yeah.
There is a Megalodorus or a weenie in that back corner back there. And a giraffe cat in the back corner. Now I'm going.
That tank is deep.
Thank you. This tank here is a 500-gallon, and this is my Abbott knife. He's mean. I have to keep him in there by himself. So you gotta watch your fingers. You can't have your fingers up there. He'll come right for him, and he's got super sharp teeth.
Really?
I feed him shrimp and tilapia, and that was it. I had that underwater sand waterfall in here, which I loved. I thought it was gorgeous. But he kept attacking the sand, and it was just non-stop and making the sand go all over the tank. So I had to end up taking it out of there because it was agitating him. So
I love this fish. His face, he just seems like a happy fish.
doesn't he look like he's smiling?
Yeah. Happy to be there.
Hey, Chase. Yeah.
Is he blind? Those are blind?
Yeah, they're basically blind. They live life like with an electrical charge, so they can see that way, but they are basically blind.
So neat.
He can see the light you're flashing on him, but if he didn't have his electrical charge, he would waste away and die because he couldn't catch nothing. Now over here, this is a 180 that Joe Hunsbarger just donated. And we filled it up with a bunch of fish. My son, he got this Arapimagaius, the spotted gar, the gold clown knife, all the peacock bass here, this Tigrinus, all in one weekend.
Wow.
So I had to set up this tank just for them because they're all small and babies. Oh, and there's a red-tailed giant gourami in there. I'll show you the other giant gourami soon.
It's a beautiful fish. Wow. I've never seen a gold knifefish either. So cool. And these fish get huge, don't
Oh,
they?
the Pima, yeah. Well, our last one was at 5.5 foot, and when we moved over here, I don't know why or how, but he lasted maybe a week once he was here. He wouldn't eat, and he just withered away and he just died. I tried everything I could, and I don't understand why, but you know, we take in any and all fish. We don't turn down anything, and then if they're small enough, I can rehouse them with people. That's what we do, and I advertise. We've got close to 7,000 members now. I advertise on Facebook, and anybody that can rehouse them and wants them, I just give them to them. I don't charge money for anything.
And you also got a YouTube channel, don't you?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel also, Ohio Fish Rescue, and that's basically for all the videos to keep, you know, what we're doing now. I did the Gerbers. We're in partnership with Gerbers in, I believe it's Cincinnati, or what's that city? Trace? What was that city Gerbers was in? You don't remember either. It's right next to Cincinnati, but anyways, he's taking in fish down there for people, and then every 3 months or so, we'll go down there and grab all the spare fish, and you know, we bring them up here and we find them homes. That's where we got a lot of them pacu in the 1,000-gallon tub over there, the 1-footers. We have one more little tank over here.
This is the little tank.
It's a 65-gallon, but you know, it was donated, and it was doing so well. You got the little Marimo moss balls and other live plants, and it was doing so. I set it right back up the way it was, and just left it because it's doing really well.
I'd like to see you got some plants in here.
Yeah, there's guppies and platies and little gouramis, a little angelfish. Now he came in with the other angelfish over there, but in one night, see his fins all tore up?
Yeah.
Some of the bigger cichlids were going after him. So I had to take him back out of there. So I put him in over here with the guppies and the platies. And he's doing real well now.
That Amazon sword's about to take off on you.
Yeah, it was doing really well when I got it. It went through a little shock when I replanted it here. But now it's starting to, yeah.
You can see all that new growth right there in the middle.
Yep.
It's very healthy. And that's regular gravel substrate for you guys. You can keep plants in regular gravel substrate.
Yeah, that's what was in there. It's what the sword was growing in, and I just put everything right back the way it was. Okay,
Let's go around the other side
here, and I'll show you the big tank. Come on around the. There you go. This here is the 4,400-gallon tank. Now it's 14 foot long, 7 foot from front to back, and 6 foot tall. Now in it is mostly our fish that are here for life because they were given to us with names as pets, and people can come and visit their family pet. Right here we have Sir Heisenberg von Fishface. He actually has his own website. He was donated to us by Kimberly Sue. And next to him we have Bert. He came from the Aquarium Adventure on Ridge Road when they closed down. He's well known here in Cleveland to everybody. Oh, this big pacu back here, that's Poseidon. They call him Poe for short. And he's been here for quite a while now. We've got Schwarzenegger. He's coming up front. He's a iridescent shark. He's gold.
I love Schwarzenegger.
He's a little beefy. He's a big boy. And then we have, let me see some other names in here. I can't remember the names of the arrows. I got them all written down. I should have went and got that.
Those are beautiful.
We got the albino clown knife down here. His name is Ghost.
He's friendly.
He's very pretty.
Yeah. And these are piranhas?
No, them are Milas Schomburgki. Them are thin bar silver dollars. And the wide ones right here are thick bar, wide bar silver dollars.
Okay. Wow, those things are huge.
Yeah, they're 16 inches, dinner size plate. Oh, look at these guys. The Niger cat, he's reaching on like 41 inches. He's big. There's another one right there. We have another one named Toothless for how to train your dragon in the 3000 over here. Oh, and the alligator gar. See the little one right there? He's only got one eye. And he came to us when we went to Gerber's and saved all them fish. Well, we got an email a couple weeks later and said, I saw the video of you saving fish at Gerber's. Did you happen to get a one-eyed alligator gar? And I said, well, yes, we did. And he goes, oh, that's awesome. That's my fish. I wanted to make sure, he got to a good home. And I was so worried about him. I'm so glad you guys got him. And I told him to come on up and visit him. He's here. So he's going to be a lifer here.
That's so cool.
We got a Tourmasol here. And then there's 4 different types of Messirs. You've got the blue Messir, the red, which is the Tourmasol. This one here, the copper. And then there's another blue right over here. Now, actually, believe it or not, seeing these rocks right here, there is colonies of convicts living down there.
Oh, I see a tiny fish down there. Let me get this flashlight. Itty bitty, he looks like fish food.
Convicts are tough guys. Oh, there he is on the bottom.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But there's pretty much, we put in 15 when we first got them, and then we had someone else give us 400 babies, and we put them in there, and oh, there's a big white one back there. If you can look straight down, you can get that light. See him right there?
Oh yeah.
That's a full-size convict. And they have crevices to go all the way through here, and then they live in the center crevices and all that.
With all these huge fish, gars and all.
Well, one thing is you keep them fed.
Yeah, so that's the key.
Right, I feed 8 pounds of food every other day to these guys, and then every single day I throw in about a pound. Oh, there's a Dorado right there.
Those are cool.
That came from Josh Landis.
I love those fish, but I never had a tank to actually be able to keep those.
Yeah.
And they get pretty big, don't they?
Yeah, our last one was 28 inches. And we found a home for it. We're now working with 4 different public aquariums, because the public aquariums won't take from the general public. They won't take your fish. Neither will the zoos anymore. And that's where I came in handy here, and I found a niche and I filled it. But we had, like, the Houston Zoo got a hold of us. We've got a new aquarium opening up in Pennsylvania called Electric City Aquarium and Reptile Den. They're opening up inside of a mall. They just drove out here and they took a bunch of fish and for their tanks. But see, the thing with that is, I can give them a good home, a great home, better than pretty much most other people that have a 300 gallon or 500 gallon. I can give them a better home here. But if I can find them a home elsewhere better, like his tanks are 35,000 gallons. He's putting these freshwater fish in. Plus they have a vet on staff. So that's a better home for the fish. So I can thin out my stock. Like I think we had like eight of these Niger catfish, and we gave them 4. We had 29 pacu. There is nobody on the planet that needs 29 pacu.
Or has room for 29 pacu.
So we gave them a bunch of those, and some red tails and some tiger shovel nose. Nothing that was named. All of our named fish have stayed here. I've got a couple of permissions from people that if we want to go ahead and give their fish out, mostly on the pacus, to the aquariums, they would be fine with that. And that's mostly from people that are farther away and won't have a chance to come here and visit.
Know that they're getting a good home.
Right, right. But the more I'm into this, the more contacts we're getting. We got one guy that supplies the public aquariums with sharks. We're talking bull sharks, hammerheads, big sharks. He's got a client list that I would love to actually be on, but he's going to go ahead and ask everybody in all the public aquariums that he delivers to if they need any of these big monsters. So he's going to help place them too in different aquariums across the United States. So we're trying to do what we can to help in every way.
Much respect for what you do. It's absolutely amazing. And I'd like to talk about your filtration too.
Oh, well, come on over here.
But I'm sure people are interested about your filtration.
It's all homemade. Over here, I had my buddy Steve Shin from Aquatica.
Here, may need to get that low. Let me grab that light real quick.
Tracy, set up the stool on the other side. You can be on the other side of this tank.
There's a stool over there.
And you can stand up there and see me from there.
That sounds good. Alright. That works.
Okay, now here, what I did was I had my buddy Steve Shin from Aquatica. He made this acrylic top for me. And it's got 9 7-inch holes. And these socks are 32 inches long. So all the water comes in, falls through the socks, and then it goes through a settling chamber. This is a 1,000-gallon tub we're on. It'll settle all the way over there. The big particulates, anything left, will settle to the bottom. And if you look down that tank, you can see clear water and a bunch of slough on the bottom.
Huge. Talk about a huge sump filter. This thing's tall. Like, how tall is this?
That's probably 5 foot. I'm 6 foot. And then everything overflows out from the top through this pipe. And it comes over to here. Back up just a little bit. Now, I have these set up. What it is this is just a bag to keep them splashing. But the water comes out and goes into these tubs. This is a tub I made. It was a Walmart tub. And I use it as a spreader bar. It goes right into the bio balls and comes out the bottom. You can see how it's spreading it out there.
Yeah.
And then it comes out the bottom and goes into the tank. I had to split it up because the 3-inch pipe was too much for just one garbage can. But I've had these running for probably 10 years now. And that's all my filtration. I'm actually running, see those 2 biotubes over there?
Yeah.
And a sand filter, because I've got a 2,000-gallon tank on the side of the house right now. We're doing the addition and moving that whole wall 11 foot that way. And then this filter will be completely pre-charged and ready to set that tank up.
Is that what that big piece of acrylic's for?
No, that big piece of acrylic, let's go look at the acrylic, I'll show you. And it's 1 3/4 inch thick.
Look at that.
It's a heavy, big piece of acrylic. But what we're doing now is we're building the addition for the 2,000-gallon tank. But before that goes, see where this tank ends? And I've got this tank at the same exact size right here. It ends in line with that.
Really?
So now what we're going to do is from this wall, all the way back, all the way over, we're going to take that 50 out, take them 272s out. It's going to touch the filtration, come up, and then all you'll see is right from this tank to this tank. And in the very center will be that piece of glass, 54 inches tall, 8 foot long. That will be into the bigger, I use this, I call it my sump, but that will be the bigger tank for the lifer fish that are way big. And we'll be able to see them through the side instead of looking down on top. But I have to wait till after the addition's done, 1, to get the 2,200-gallon tank in there, and 2, to get this tub out of the way and moved over there, along with the 272s and the 55-gallon. All that has to be moved before we start this build.
A lot of work, but it's going to be amazing.
Well, we have plans for the future, but we got to do one step at a time to get it. And then we didn't expect to get this 2,200-gallon tank. One of the members from Ohio Fish Rescue contacted me and said that there was a tank that is sold or was selling at an auction down there, and it was Southern Ohio. And he said it was 16 foot long and 6 foot wide. I'm like, wow. And it was all acrylic with a wood facade. It was like something you'd see tanked would make. And 2,200 gallons. So he said he couldn't move it. He decided not to buy it. But it was $1,500. I'm thinking, this is way too good to be true. There's something wrong with the tank. You know, there's something wrong here. You don't get that kind of deal. Me and my wife left here at 7 o'clock in the morning. We got down there, and here what happened was, it was in a car dealership. It got taken by the feds. the guy was embezzling money and some other stuff, and they took his whole car dealership. So the auction that they held was for all the cars, but there was a fish tank there. Nobody seemed to want it, and it sold for $1,500. They gave it to me. Well, you know what? I'm probably wrong there. It sold for under that because they gave it to me for $1,500. If I come pick it up, because they couldn't move it. It was still at the car dealership. So me and Tracy went down there, and we brought a car trailer, and we got it up on there, and we ended up getting home. It took us all day at work, and we got home at like 4:30 in the morning. It was one long day. And it's still sitting on the side of my house right now. Yes, it's outside in the cold, but there's a heater inside of it and a heater underneath of it, and then there's a thermostat and a camera inside of it, so I can monitor it from inside. Because I couldn't bring it in these doors. It's taller than the doors and it's wider than the doors.
Wow. That is insane.
Yeah, well, and then we get here and we find out underneath of it, this guy had over 100 grand in this tank. This is how nice this tank is. There was a huge chiller on one corner, 2 huge protein skimmers underneath there. Each one had a 1 horsepower motor going to it. There was reverse osmosis. There was a computer with all kinds of probes coming from it. There was a 3-chamber reverse osmosis system, an orth controller, an ozonator, biochamber. There was a 7-foot ultraviolet light, and it had a 150 watt bulb inside of it. I've never seen a UV system with a 150 watt bulb. This is all commercial stuff. There was like 5 of the motors. They're all Sweetwater motors, big ones, like 5 horsepower. There were 5 of them under there or something like that. And we got all that for the $1,500.
That's
it was amazing.
Crazy. You got everything?
Everything.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, if you can follow me back here, let me show you this. Look back there and look to the left. That's a UV light. It's got 10 bulbs in it. It's a different one, not the one that came from the tank. We got this UV light. It's got 10 bulbs. It's 55 watts each bulb.
Oh my goodness, this rack over here?
Yeah, I haven't never set it up or nothing.
Wow. Dude.
It's got 5 transformers on it.
I just bought a UV sterilizer, big one, for my whole fish room last week, and they're not cheap.
No. Well, that one right there, I found out where it was made, and it was $4,200 originally. I got that with a bunch of stuff that was in this guy's garage, Don Gray, and he sold me everything for $500, and it had a huge protein skimmer that come up as tall as me. I gave that to the guy that donated us these tanks because he ran all saltwater. So I gave him what I could give him too, and we moved on from there. But if you want to see the tank outside, I can show you that and the addition we've done already.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now out here, we're outside the fish room, and we just had all this cement put in. This was the actual end of the cement. This is now added on because the cement curved in, so we had to touch into there and continue it straight. Now this is all going to be more fish room. This is 11 foot wide and 45 foot long. So that whole wall basically will just be moved out to the end here. And,
nice, and you're going to open that all up, this whole wall?
Yeah.
That'll be a project. But that'll be nice.
Yeah. We're going to get it done.
That's a good way to get this tank in there, huh?
Yeah. Put it in before.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're waiting for a couple warm days. The tank's going to be moved right there on the slab, and they're going to build around it, and we'll be done. Come on up here, I'll show you the tank. Now this is 6 foot wide, a little wider. 6'2", I think it is. And then this is the 16 foot length. One down. Okay, this is the wood facade on it. It's got an overflow on each end right here. And then when you look inside, come on under this thing. You see there's a heater or a camera right there, a heater, and then a thermostat on the other side.
It's like an office heater too.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Huge thermostat. Somebody's playing ball. Wow. Look at those big cutouts. Oh my goodness. That is ginormous. And how many gallons you said this was?
2,200. Look at the thickness of the acrylic.
Amazing. That's beautiful too. Nice finish.
Try and keep the heat in there.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
And then you keep the wind from blowing it out. Do that. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, the next little story we got is one of our members, Jeff Taylor, donated this boat trailer. Said if I could use it, I could have it, I'd come pick it up. Well, what we come up with is, actually we got to get the snowmobile off. Anybody wants a snowmobile, we got one cheap. But we're taking these rollers off for the boat, and we're putting in a bed across there, and then a 1,000-gallon tub is going to go on here, and it's 4 foot high, so we can fill it up halfway and control the splashing, and be able to, fill it up with 500 gallons of water for big fish on the big fish rescues. And then we're taking a walling and putting a wall up across here to keep the wind off of it. And then this will be all floor up front where we can have our hoses and converters and pumps and all kinds of stuff for storage. But that's the kind of things you got to do. Nobody sells an already made fish tank save trailer.
Right, you got to make your own.
Right.
I think that's a great idea.
And another thing is, people said to open up a GoFundMe to help with this addition build. But when people come here to view the fish or something, I never hit up people for money. I don't ask for money. I don't try, and I don't make anybody feel bad for not donating. I really, if you got an old tank that busted and you got some fish tank supplies laying around, send that to us. That would be greatly helpful. I build old tanks, and I give them away on our website to deserving people, and then I hold raffles and I give away 55-gallon tanks to anybody that enters. And we try to do everything we can to help the fish community out. So your old stuff would be very helpful, and that don't hurt the pocketbook. It's just stuff laying around for you. Power heads, pumps, filters, any of that. Lights, broken tanks even. That's how I got to build this, as a broken tank. This was the front glass off of a 1,000-gallon tank. So we built that. Anything aquarium related would be helpful, and it helps out people that, one lady had a cracked tank. It was a 75-gallon. Well, I had a 125 here. I traded her even up for the 75 for the 125. She was able to go home and set up her new 125-gallon tank. I resealed the 75-gallon and sold it, and we were fine. Everybody made out. It was fine. It helped. It's just the community helping each other. So
you gotta love this community. The fish community is the best.
Aren't they?
They are.
I was actually, when I first started this a while ago, I came from Cleveland, and my heart was just like, I didn't really like people. I stayed home and everybody stay away from me, and I was getting turned, against people like that. But once I started this rescue, there's been so many good-hearted, good people out there that have contacted me. It's just renewed my faith in humanity. It's great,
It will. This hobby will do that.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Okay, and there's one more thing. The biggest help around here. Come here. This is Tracy. She goes on all the fish rescues with me. She carries the water, picks up the water, and carries fish, and she even carries tanks with me. She's a beast. She got these little but she does good, and she helps me out. The only thing she won't let me do is turn my pool into a natural living pond.
Oh, there you go.
I wanted to do that, fill up the whole side with live plants, let that be the natural filtration, run water through it, through a waterfall, and go back to the pool. No chlorine. I can have fish in there. We can swim with the fishes. To me, that's the ultimate. She's over there. Ain't gonna happen.
You gotta butter her up. That's my ultimate dream right there. To have a swimming pool like that.
Yeah.
That's planted and you can actually swim with them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is pretty dirty, and it's my junk pile basically. But like these 55-gallon tanks, Jesse Pridemore donated 15 of them, and we've been giving away as prizes every other Monday. We put up what do you want to call it? A giveaway. And everybody puts on their interested, and then come Friday, I'll take all the interesteds and I'll put them on a list, and I'll print them out and put them in a fish bowl, and Tracy picks out the winner, and they get to come and pick up a free 55-gallon fish tank. We've done it with other size tanks. I've got 3 10-gallons ready to go. I've got 2 30-gallons here on a double stand. That'll be, you know, in the giveaways. We try and do things that make everybody happy, and you know. I don't know if you got any other ideas. We'd love to hear them. Now, this is up inside my house, and I swore I'd never have no tanks inside my house on this new house, because my last house had a tank in every single room. I was forever doing water changes, running everything around. Now I built my fish room here. But this was from one of our members. I got her name right here, Megan Cranmore. I don't know what the story was, something like her and her boyfriend had to move out of their apartment and move in with his mom, and she wouldn't allow the fish tank. So I told her, bring it on over, we can take care of it here for you, and you know, when you get an apartment, come get it back. So it's up here, and what I did was, the top brace was broke, and she can only fill it halfway. So I put a piece of plastic and I riveted it in, and we got these glass lids up here for it, and lights, and I gave her more fish, and you know, fixed it up nice for her. So I'm waiting to see her reaction when she comes back for it, and there's more fish, and her fish are bigger, and the tank's fixed. You know, just going to make me happy to see her smile. But now she's probably going to see it on your video.
I love this rivet build.
Well, I don't know what else you're supposed to do once they break. You know, the tank, the more you fill it up, the more it bows out.
Yeah.
So I just riveted, it was cracked right here in the center, and I just riveted it onto each side, and I cut a piece of plastic out that touched all the way to each end.
Very cool.
So that'll, when she comes back, and she loved her comments, so I gave her more comments that are in there.
That one's beautiful. They're all beautiful, but
that someone gave us, and it had a bulkhead in the side. I cut that out, and I'm going to silicone a square piece of glass on here. And one of our members, Mike Savage, had asked me if there's any old cracked tank, something that comes through that he could fix. Maybe he wants a tank for his son, and he don't have much money. So I told him he can have this one. Come pick it up. Other tanks, like this 40-gallon breeder here, and 40-gallon DAS tank. I just build them out of old parts and put them together, and then sell them to fish members. Like if anybody wants that 40-gallon breeder with the blue rocks, it's got a filter, the light, the lids, gravel, plants, stand, tank, a whole setup.
ready to go.
$75.
Dude, that's a steal.
Well, that helps me cover the cost of picking things up and, you know, putting it together, a little bit of my time and effort, but I'll just take that money and spend it on food for the fish.
Yeah.
So that corner tank, $75. This tank here, $75.
And what kind of fish are these?
Oh, we just got them. A buddy of mine, Jonathan Straczynski, had one.
Conches?
Yeah, them are the goonch.
Are they?
There's 2 of them in there, and I'm trying to get them onto. That's why they're not out in the fish room. I'm trying to get them off of live and onto pelleted or shrimp.
These things get humongous.
Yeah, they're known as one of the 7 man-eating fish.
Yeah, I saw it on that
River monsters.
River Monsters.
Yeah, they grab children and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. Alright, so there you have it. That's the Ohio Fish Rescue. Such a cool place. I'm definitely planning on going again because they're just cool people. It's a cool place to be. And as well, they do have that GoFundMe. Do want to remind you guys about that. And they also have a Facebook group called Ohio Fish Rescue. And they have a YouTube channel called Ohio Fish Rescue. So go check them out. And I hope you guys enjoyed, maybe learned something. And until next time, peace and love.